users of Hitchbot, the hitchhiking robot, tweeted a disturbing photo taken on a narrow Philadelphia street.
It shows the robot in pieces, its plastic head and blue pool noodle arms torn from its bucket-shaped body.
I was profoundly surprised, and then when I saw that image, I was upset. It's an upsetting image, and of course one wonders what happened here, why.
Brock Zeller is one of the creators of Hitchbot. It was part of a social experiment launched last year to learn more about how people and robots can interact.
Hitchbot was built to look non-threatening. It seemed to be made of spare parts, and it was the size of a small child.
And it needed help. People had to pick it up, strap it into their vehicles, and plug its power cord into a cigarette lighter.
Would you like to have a conversation?
They could talk with it and take pictures with it. On Instagram, Hitchbot can be seen pumping gas, operating a plane, and taking a boat ride.
The robot had successfully traveled through Europe and Canada, but it only lasted 2 weeks in the U.S. before it was vandalized in Philadelphia.
As disappointed as the Hitchbot team is, Brock Zeller says they don't want this one nasty act to overshadow all of the joy that Hitchbot brought.
When we are around with Hitchbot, we see just how people smile when they see it. It brings a smile on people's face, and then they come and ask, and what is this, or isn't that the hitchhiking robot?
Hitchbot's team is considering what's next for the project. In the meantime, a Philadelphia tech group known as the Hacktory has offered to help the team rebuild the robot.
Now that's the city of brotherly love.
To All Things Considered from NPR News.
Good afternoon, it's All Things Considered on 91.3 WLRN. South Florida's NPR News station. Of kids are so-called picky eaters, but for some it can be debilitating.
I had a patient that I worked with who was a bit older who actually only ate pizza and drank Coke. That was all that he had, every single meal.
Extreme picky eating can be linked to social anxiety and depression. The research shows there are also biological forces that influence this behavior. More on that story still to come with All Things Considered, 91.3 WLRN.
Park, this is for a diverse community. My name is Lincoln Master, and I've been working in Park and Rec for about 5 years. I kind of like it, They taught me patience. I took 50 kids to the Miami Seaquarium, and about 15 of them were older than me. They were like 17, I was 16. I was like, you know what? Since the older kids think they're so grown, I'm gonna try to use them to help me with the little kids and have everybody in line. So when I did that, everything was cake from there. You're listening to 91.3 WLRN.
Support for NPR comes from NPR member stations and from AT&T. With AT&T, the network is on demand, the office is mobile, and the cloud is designed for high security. Learn more at att.com/focus. From Angie's List, providing reviews on local companies to help consumers buy services and achieve their home improvement goals. Of remodeled kitchens, freshly painted houses, or new backyards. More at angieslist.com. And from Americans for the Arts at americansforthearts.org.
It's All Things Considered from NPR News. I'm Audie Cornish.
I'm Melissa Block, and it's time for All Tech Considered. There's a new technology movement underway in Africa, where typically Western aid money and World Bank loans have gone to save lives or dictate how countries should grow. Young entrepreneurs there are launching startups that they say will help Africans solve some of their own problems while boosting their own economies. NPR's Arthi Shahani reports.
Gregory Roxon, aged 24, started a tech company in his home country, Ghana.
What does that mean, take a cruise?
Healthcare.
About 2 years ago, doctors at the National Teaching Hospital in Ghana, which is called paulleary, were about to treat a patient.
The patient came in with heart disease.
But they realized that the drugs they needed were not available in the hospital.
The doctors had no idea where they could get the drugs, so they had to start making phone calls to other hospitals and pharmacies.
And by the time they identified which of them had the drugs and was brought to the hospital, it was 2 hours too late. The patient had passed away.
In this day and age, Roxon says, that makes no sense. His startup M-Pharma aims to fix that problem with an online database. Pharmacies log what medicines they have, doctors write digital prescriptions, and give it to patients via text message with a 9-digit code.
And they can take this code to the pharmacy that actually has
in Miami, headed north.
This is not charity work.
Towards
M-Pharma is creating a kind of Google Maps for prescription drugs and then selling the data on the location, the quantity, and the price of drugs to multinationals. Pharmaceutical companies that want to know for their
there's
marketing.
a lot of traffic
The
on
money
the other
pays for
side.
jobs and gets reinvested into hospital networks to improve their computer infrastructure. Roxon says his internet business is a small part of a much bigger revolution.
Being part of a new Africa story about Africans taking ownership.
I'm headed toward Hollywood, Florida.
That will help solve and lift the multitude of Africans who are in poverty. Outlook back, it's no longer about sitting down and having Westerners come onto the continent.
Towards Fort Lauderdale.
Charity.
Because it's so cheap to start a business based on software, it doesn't cost as much as mining diamonds or drilling oil. Young entrepreneurs in Africa say their continent's relationship with Western money is changing, though there are plenty of dollars here. Last week, the CEO of Microsoft was in Kenya to launch Windows 10, and the founder of AOL.
Where are you? Traffic's not bad. Oh,
Steve Case.
I'm in the express lane. The main line is slow as usual. Something up here. Hello, Dallas. Oh shit. Oh shit. Holy shit. That is what you don't do. Run. Stopping in the express lane. Oi. Now I'm gonna go up on the flyover lane. Yeah, I have this mounted. I'm not holding it or anything, so. Golden Glades interchange in Miami-Dade County, heading north, I-95 express lane, toward Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood. I live in the Hollywood area. I'm headed home after work. I-95 North right now. I'm in the express lane. I'm going to stay here. I'm about 6 or 7 miles from Hollywood, which is where I'm headed. You want me to tell you why you're watching? Or why am I broadcasting this? Why not? Just driving. Why are you watching? That's the question. It's all out there. You just click and tap on whatever you want to see. Yeah, I've seen some funny slices of life on Periscope. Just dropping in. Last night there was a symphony in Canada playing on the water. I think it was Vancouver. It was gorgeous with fireworks. I work in radio. Yes, humans, top of the food chain, dominating. Dominating and sometimes destroying. Earth 2.0, I like that. I think I'm going to use that. Earth 2.0. Now the I-95 express lane is going to end and join the regular I-95 North as they are continuing to expand it north. And eventually it'll go all the way up to the 595, which is an east and west express lane. Or an east and west expressway, which does have an expressway. Where are you? Is that Chris? Where are you? Handywag up.
News headlines coming up in just a moment. Time, yes,
Possible. NPR News. Oh, Portland, Oregon. That's cool. Very cool. Very good.
It's All Things Considered from NPR News. I'm Audie Cornish. And I'm Melissa Officer Marie Smale, producers of Power.
Oregon. I used to work with somebody. I think they taught me how to pronounce Oregon, Oregon, not Oregon.
Lessons in medicine from nature. Christmas news. NPR News in Washington. I'm Louise Kivine. The Senate's Republican majority is moving forward with a vote tonight to defund Planned Parenthood after an anti-abortion group released undercover videos revealing a conversation about the use of fetal tissue for medical research. NPR's Elsa Chen has more.
The bill is not likely to win enough Democratic support to get the 60 votes it needs. But think of this vote as an opening salvo in a larger spending battle coming this September. Some conservative Republicans are vowing to reject any government funding measure that contains money for Planned Parenthood.
Hollywood Boulevard.
But Democratic Senator Chuck Schumer of New York says his colleagues need to remember that strategy failed during the government shutdown of 2013 when Republicans tried to defund the
that'll be it.
Republicans try to defund Planned Parenthood.
See you